What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have some truly unfortunate news as Keith Thurman reportedly has a major injury to his bicep. And now Keith Thurman is going to seek medical attention, and his March 30th showdown with Tszyu is on the verge of being canceled. He's looking for a second opinion, but apparently he injured his bicep in sparring and training, and Keith Thurman could be pulled from this fight March 30th against Tszyu. This is catastrophic, okay? Because it's only 12 days away from the fight. Tszyu is active. Keith Thurman has fought a total of 3 times in 7 years. Now, many people are asking a question. And shout out to Ness from the Boxing Voice, because he brought this to some people's attention that brought it to my attention to got me to reach out to people to see how true this is. And it's 100% true, right? Keith Thurman, I reached out to some folks that I know over at the PBC, and they say, unfortunately, this is the case that they're dealing with, but they're not ruling out Keith Thurman being in a fight. If Keith Thurman if Keith Thurman fights, first of all, he fought 3 times in 7 years. So if Keith Thurman does push through with the fight, he's already, in my eyes, susceptible to getting hurt to the body. Right? He's not very active. He's 35 years of age. He was already ice skating uphill against Tszyu, right? Who's younger, bigger, stronger, and more durable, right? So the question is, who's going to replace him? Now, what's also interesting is, keep this in mind, is that this fight was not for Tszyu's WBO junior middleweight title. As Tszyu was going to fight Keith Thurman at a catchweight 155. But Tszyu was still in a position where if he loses, then he loses the belt, right? But if he wins, he retains the belt. But Keith Thurman had watered down and talked down and downplayed the WBO title for years, telling the world how the WBO title is not one of the 4 major sanctioned belts. He don't respect it. He don't acknowledge it. So with that said, right, Keith Thurman and Tszyu wasn't for Tszyu's WBO title. What's ironic, another ironic part of this is that Tszyu stated he was already in negotiations to fight Terrence Crawford. And that fell through unbeknownst to him. He was never aware why and what happened. He stated that suddenly he was told that he's not fighting Terrence Crawford anymore, right? He's in negotiations to fight Erickson and Hammer Lubin. Then he said suddenly that fell through, and he was in negotiations to fight Keith Thurman. So he wasn't even he was unaware of these changes that continue to be made. This is unfortunate for Keith Thurman, but at the same time, it's expected. You haven't been active. You haven't been, competing. Keith Thurman, you could tell that he hasn't been training like a professional athlete. And it's truly unfortunate for the boxing fans. It is truly unfortunate for boxing fans that this is the case. Okay? And now, one of the big fights that we was waiting to see, take place is now not taking place. It was an unexpected fight to begin with. Not many people expected to see this fight come to fruition. It was a shock announcement, Keith Thurman versus Tszyu, March 30th, because everybody expected Gervonta Tank Davis to open up the new partnership and deal between Amazon and PBC. So everybody was expecting that fight to come. It'd be Gervonta Tank Davis. then suddenly it wasn't Gervonta Tank Davis. It is Keith Thurman versus Tszyu. Okay? Which was a shocker to begin with. Now, Tszyu was waiting for a big fight, which was him versus Jermell Charlo. He was the mandatory for Jermell Charlo. That was expected to be the fight for Tszyu. And then Jermell Charlo got an opportunity, shockingly. Again, another fight that just came out the blue. Jermell Charlo got the opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez. He jumped up 2 weight classes. So now, I don't know how in shape Erickson Lubin is, right? To replace him. Are they going to scratch the card? Because there's some good fights on this card. Or are they just going to elevate the fights? Because you got Rolly Romero versus Isaac Cruz. Okay? That's the co-main event. You have Sebastian Fundora. He's fighting on that card. So that's another big fight because he's fighting for Jermell Charlo's vacant WBC title. So when you look at it from that standpoint, there's replacements for Keith Thurman, right? Keith Thurman is not a junior middleweight to begin with. He's a welterweight. So you got Sebastian Fundora. He's fighting on the card against Saria Bahachuk, okay, who's 23 wins and 1 loss. He's going to fight him for the vacant WBC title. Remember, Sebastian Fundora is coming off of a knockout loss to Brian Mendoza back in April of 2023. So he's been out the ring from that brutal knockout. So Sebastian Fundora is on that card. So it's still a solid card, but is it a pay-per-view card? No. Isaac Cruz versus Rolly Romero, headlined by Sebastian, and the co-main event being Sebastian Fundora. Or what you can do is you can elevate Sebastian Fundora, right, to fight Tszyu, but Sebastian Fundora is fighting for the WBC title. So you can't even entice him to suddenly fight Tszyu. What's the enticement? Because he's already fighting for the WBC title. Why would he go up and fight for the WBO title? That doesn't make sense. Erickson Lubin, again, he's training, he's always sharp. But is he going to take a Tszyu fight on 12-day notice, 2-week notice? He's 26 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 18 wins by way of knockout, 28 years of age. He's 5'11" with a 74-inch arm reach. He's a southpaw. He last fought September 2023 against Jesus Ramos. He won a unanimous decision. He was initially talked about as the opponent for Tszyu originally. So is he gonna be the replacement, right? Or they gonna go the route of Sebastian Fundora, right? But the card is not gonna be scrapped. I think that either Tszyu is not gonna fight, or he's gonna have a replacement opponent. It won't be pay-per-view, or still will be pay-per-view, but they'll lower the prices. It's unfortunate for the boxing fans. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Another thing before I get off, and I just thought about this. They could put Tszyu in there with a light touch opponent, right? A light touch opponent, and then start setting up the Terrence Crawford fight, right? Set up the Terrence Crawford fight for June and July, right? Start working on that fight. Put Tszyu in there with a light touch opponent, negotiate that fight, and set that up, period. You could do that. That's another route that they could take. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.